Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome back to another episode of Muse in the DMs. Today I'm joined with Louis, who's our head of models.
Hello.
And we're just going to be deep diving into what he gets up to as head of models and what he kind of sees behind the scenes of basically running our model division. So the first question I have is, what do you actually do as head of models? Like, what makes your job different to, say, just like a regular talent manager?
Well, I'd say each day is different. Usually it's obviously liaising with talent, seeing what's happened on previous projects. It's sort of like being someone's personal assistant
Yeah.
and a salesperson, as well as like a negotiator, all in
Yeah.
one. So it just varies day to day, really.
So what does a typical day look like for you then? 9 to 5, like what are you getting up to in the day?
I'd say firstly liaising with talent, checking in on them, any test updates, and then I'll do some outreach.
What's the most like chaotic part of one, scouting models, and then two, managing them behind the scenes? Like, what do you think? Where do you think the chaos comes from?
I think scouting in terms because you never know what the client's looking for, like
Yeah.
a future project. So it's always trying to be on top of your game. And I think just having versatility within the board.
What's the most like rewarding part of managing models? Like,
From obviously initial you've been optioned for something to then being booked and then the assets going live, if it's out of home or if it's just digital. I think obviously just seeing the model there from initial concept to then that's probably the
them
best
being
thing.
there.
Yeah.
I feel like when you get the imagery back as well, you're probably like, oh my God, this is so fab. Yeah.
And especially if they're like in store, that you go to JD or
And
something,
you can
see
see
them up
them.
in
Yeah.
there. That's the best thing.
What's the most like chaotic part then? Because I feel like chaotic is before the imagery comes out.
Yeah. I'd say it's literally project managing everything, making sure, travel's booked, accommodations booked, call sheets are done on time.
Yeah.
Sometimes, a lot of the time, you get a call sheet 24 hours before and it's not enough prep time for the model. So it's always trying to obviously liaise with the brand. They're okay, the models are okay. So
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably the most chaotic.
Yeah. Obviously, you've got like both sides of your role, like managing the models, and then you're also doing like the scouting and stuff. Like, what's the most like chaotic aspect of the scouting process?
Chaotic scouting. I'd say, have you seen anyone when they've been scouted before? You literally, obviously, say you're being Selfridges or in town or wherever, and you're literally running after random strangers, tapping them, being like, "Hi, have you done modelling before?" And obviously, 90% of the time, it's a compliment, but sometimes at 10%, you look like a right weirdo, and
they'd be
people are
like-
like, "No, I'm all right, thanks." Like you can try and sell them something. So I'd say that you've got to have confidence, I think, to go up to people and say,
Yeah.
"We think you could be a model."
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like I'd be like,
I think you'd be good at it. You could do it.
No, scouting. I mean, like if someone random came up to me in the street and was just like,
You'll be a
I'd
cute
be like, you're
cucumber.
taking the mickey here, you
Yeah.
are having me on.
I've had
Yeah.
so, and then I've had someone who they've been really interested and was like, "All right, they've got great potential." And then they've emailed and been like, "Oh, I spoke to my dad and he's actually said that I've got a face for radio." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh, right.
yeah, okay."
Okay. You do you,
So,
Diva.
yeah, so I didn't do it.
Has there ever been a place where you've scouted someone that's been like wild and you're like, I can't believe I've found you here?
Yeah, it's usually happens when I'm like clocked off. So like I'm
Yeah.
on a night out or something like that, and then work brain
you're
comes
like,
in and I'm like, "Oh."
You could model.
Yeah. But then again, I've got to be
You've
careful
probably got
because I'm a
like
bit
beer
drunk.
goggles on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Then in the morning, I'll go through social and be like, "Did I say that?" So yeah,
Sorry.
depends.
How do you actually spot someone then? Like, what goes through your head when you're scouting someone? Like, how?
How do you differentiate?
Yeah, like
between-
how would you decide? Like,
Yeah.
oh, they've got it, they've not.
Well, me and Charlotte were speaking about this the other day. It's hard to pinpoint. It's like a quality or like an aura someone has.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can be really handsome or really beautiful, but
But you
not,
couldn't model,
but
yeah.
You couldn't model. So it's hard to actually pinpoint what it is, but you just know.
You just know.
Do you know what I mean?
When you look at someone, you're
Yeah.
like,
Also, I feel like it's a lot to do with persona.
like the energy that they give
the energy
off,
of someone. Because you could be beautiful and then in front of a camera, you
like
might not
freeze
shoot.
up, yeah.
So I think it depends on that as well.
I suppose, like, considering that then, what's some advice you'd give to someone that wants to model but doesn't fit, like, the traditional sort of, you're a model, sort of, not mould, but, you know, the stereotype that comes with it?
I'd say that portfolio is the main marketing tool for any model booker. Obviously, if you're a fresh face, new face, you don't have anything, you're in development, your portfolio is a key tool to get you out.
Yeah.
So obviously showing versatility, get some location shots, studio shots, beauty if you want to do that, lingerie, etc. So I think having a well-rounded portfolio is probably your strongest tool to have.
Yeah. How would you sort of advise someone starts building their portfolio then? Like,
I think just go through different model agencies, boards, see what they're doing. You know, if there's any shoots that you think, oh, this would be good for my portfolio, I think obviously make sort of like a little pack
yeah,
of what would work well. 'Cause sometimes, obviously, models are in a certain niche. You might have someone who's just typical fast fashion,
yeah.
so their portfolio doesn't typically need to
Be
be
editorial
elevated
or
or be
anything
anything
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah,
But in some cases, you do need to show versatility.
yeah. What's a red flag then that you sort of would look for either in a casting or in a model that
Mm.
you think people outside the industry sort of wouldn't
See,
consider? Yeah.
yeah. Well, the only experience I've had is where someone's not been open to feedback. So don't
Okay.
take it too personable.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we're here to make money. You make money,
Yeah.
we make money. So all the feedback's constructive.
Yeah.
Don't take it like too personal.
I
So,
think it's such an easy industry to take it personal,
oh
though.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know what I
I'd
mean?
cry, I'd crumble,
Yeah, I'd
to be
literally be
honest.
like, "What do you
Yeah,
mean?"
yeah, yeah. But I think you got to have a tough skin if you
Oh
want to do
yeah,
it. The amount of times you're
100%.
going to be optioned for a job and it's just going to
Not
not
gonna
go
get it.
through.
Yeah,
It's just the way of life,
and
really.
it's the way of the industry.
Yeah,
It's quite brutal, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, like we've grown up with models all around us, like all our lives. But
Hmm.
where do you expect the modeling industry to go now that the sort of the rise of influencers, rise of digital,
Hmm.
rise of AI? Like,
Yeah.
do you see the model industry heading in a different direction?
I mean, it's changed a lot in the past 10 years anyway. Um, but the only thing I can probably reflect on that is that people want to see real people at all
Yeah,
times. Like I don't want to see an AI wearing
yeah,
clothes. You want to see real bodies, real people. So I feel like for the moment, it's probably a fad. It's like this is cool, it's new,
yeah.
it's a niche. But then after that, I think it's gonna
People are going to
go as
tire
soon as
of it,
it's
yeah,
yeah,
and it's just going to come and go
yeah,
because modeling's been around forever.
exactly.
So,
Yeah. And it's not relatable. I'm
yeah,
not gonna look at an AI and be like, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna buy that
yeah,
cardigan. Do you know what I
real.
mean? Yeah, for sure.
That's a really good take on it,
Yeah,
actually. I never thought about it like that,
there
but
you
yeah.
go.
Obviously, you have such like a dynamic job, but what's one moment in your career that you've thought, yeah, this
Mm,
is why I love my
yeah.
job, like I love what I do.
Oh, actually, I did have an answer, but now I've just changed it because recently we had one of our models on the cover of a magazine,
Yeah,
and throughout my career, obviously, I've been in the industry over 15 years. I've never had one of my talent be on the front cover or
yeah.
anything. So I think that's probably like one of the biggest
Wow, like,
achievements to
yeah, I
see. And
feel,
obviously, it's digital and print.
yeah,
So once that comes
so
in,
much
I know it's
cooler,
gonna look
yeah,
great. But I'd say probably prior to that. I'd say again, yeah, it's obviously just from scouting someone and getting booked on that campaign job.
yeah.
E-coms, you know,
It's
yeah,
regular,
it's
like, cause
regular,
you,
but booking them on campaign, I think that's rewarding. But yeah, I'd say the big ones, the front
the
cover
magazine, yeah,
for sure.
so cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've been in the industry for ages. I will say, if you could wave a magic wand, what's one thing that you'd change about
The
the modeling
industry.
industry? Yeah.
Mm. I'd say probably to change the perception of models' mentality when it comes to bookings. I think self-validation comes forth more than validation from other people,
Yeah.
especially going to castings and getting booked for jobs. It can have like a real downer on
Yeah.
self-confidence. So I think if I could just wave magic wand and think, even though you've not got the job, you're still
You're
more than
still,
capable of doing it,
yeah,
sort of
you're
thing.
still a model at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
you still
Yeah.
have them pep talks and be like, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
great."
Oh,
Do you
that's a
know what I
really
mean?
nice
Yeah,
one. Like
so I'd say that
boost their
for
confidence.
sure.
Because I bet you do take a knock every time you've been
Yeah,
offered and then not picked. Like that's just
especially if it
like,
happens like consecutively. You know,
yeah, like
they've had a bad
rejection
run for
after
a
rejection.
month,
Yeah.
but then again, they could have a really good 3 months after that. It's
Yeah.
just the way the cookie crumbles.
Perseverance and
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
So we've decided to introduce a segment where we basically ask you guys what you want to know from Louis because we get so many DMs and so many messages on the daily saying like, how can I apply? Like, how can I become a model, etc. So we just thought that we'd answer them all here basically. So the first question I have got here is, why does no agency want me because of my tattoos?
No way. Is that one?
Look at Louis,
Oh
everyone.
no. I think you're applying for the wrong agency then. I
Yeah.
think if you're applying for an agency that isn't inclusive, then it's not really an agency you should want to be with.
Yeah, because I don't think it is a hindrance to you, is it?
No, not at all. Well, it's never been. But
No.
I think obviously it depends on the client, the job, the booking. But I think
You could
now,
still book jobs with
yeah,
tattoos, yeah, especially in this day and
yeah.
age.
I,
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, there should be an issue.
Okay, so the next question that we've got
Hmm.
is, does height really matter?
I'd say no. It doesn't. I think if you've got a great face and you shoot really well, you're not obviously going to be doing runway, but editorial campaign,
Yeah.
e-com, absolutely fine.
Yeah,
And you can
because
be 5'3" and do that.
we've got shorter models as well. Like
Yeah,
we've
we
got,
have.
yeah.
We've got petite models,
So
big and tall. I
feel
don't
like
think
the
it matters.
industry's probably changed quite a lot over the past. Like it's not as rigid anymore
No,
as it was.
no, 1,000,000%.
Next question that we've got is, do you have any advice for people that are still managing acne? Is it really much of a deal breaker?
I don't think it's a deal breaker. I think obviously a good skincare routine goes a long way. But I just think in the past couple of years, the industry's changed a lot to become more inclusive. So I feel like it shouldn't stop anyone from trying.
From at least, yeah, like, because there will be some brands that do, but
Exactly.
yeah. Next question we've got is, I'm 26 and want to sign to an agency as a curvy model. Is it too late for me age-wise?
No, I think stating age in general anyway is always like this fear-mongering thing, especially
Yeah,
on like self-tapes, casting tapes. Now you sort of see models introducing themselves, the agency that they're with, and the location, and that's it.
no
If you don't
age,
look
yeah.
26, it's
Then,
fine. We don't
yeah,
need to say that you're 26. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Do you think it is, at what point do you think that you sort of like past your, like, you
Well,
passed it?
again, I think it depends how you look, because obviously you can go from new face to main board to timeless,
Yeah,
and if you're still looking 10 out of 10 in timeless, it's
then you're doing
fine.
all
Do you know
right,
what I mean? Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
So,
I think it just depends on how you look. I'm not,
next question we've got is, please can I have some posing tips?
I'm not doing poses. I'm not. I
You've got
can't
to.
pose. I can look.
You've got to give the people what they want, and they want you to show them how to
Well,
pose.
no, I'd say the only thing is obviously really good digis, as if you're getting your passport taken.
Right, so go on then.
But I can't. Yeah, just like a straight face, which I can't do because Phoebe's making me laugh. And then obviously both side profiles. That's the way to kick it off. Yeah, stunning, beautiful.
And then in terms of Polaroids, how are we going about that?
Well, you can be taken on an iPhone, any phone with a camera, plain white wall behind you, as if you're getting your passport done. Boom, 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 done. Don't have to be magic. Don't have to
Yeah.
be through a photographer or anything.
Well, thank you all so much for your questions. We'll be doing this frequently, so if you missed out this time, don't worry. We'll get back to you. Um, but the last question I have
Oh,
for Louis is, and the question that I've asked everybody that's been sat in that chair,
okay.
who's the wildest person that's been in your DMs?
The wildest person that's been in my DMs. Will it get bleeped out? Yeah, obviously. So it's
I already know
you
this
know,
story.
yeah. But just started off with an Instagram like, then moved on to a message, which moved on to FaceTime, which moved on to nudes, which moved on to video calls, and then I was going to be flown to a Louis Vuitton show. He got me a orange LV suit, and this was during the height of COVID. So I was like, right, I need to get my jabs. I need to go to LA. I need to fly there. Oh yeah, so then I had one, it was during COVID, so I had one jab. I was waiting to get my second one, and then things happened in between, and then got blocked on Instagram, blocked on phone numbers, and then I had this person's other Instagram account, which was we can bleep that bit out, which used to message me on that as well, and blocked off that. So
And you've not spoken to him since?
no, no, nothing of the sort. Yeah,
Um, well, yeah, that I love that story. It's such a whirlwind.
yeah.
But yeah, and you
Oh my
never got
God,
to
I
flip
know,
and
and
go
I
to
didn't even
LA.
say.
And
Wait,
you
have
never
you even got? Let me see if he did.
No, let's insert a
Oh, he
picture.
deleted everything, didn't he? Well, he left two messages, so it looked like I was speaking to myself. Let me fucking get it. Literally, dude, this is out right. So this person had like, wait, let me show you how many followers. Millions of followers, and I'm no one from Manchester, and I've got him that vexed that he's gone through the chat and deleted every single
No,
message.
that is wild. I remember when you first showed me that, and I was like,
Yeah,
"What?
like who are you? I might message him now actually. See what you're doing. You still got that suit? And go.
Please, can I have the suit?"
Please can I have that suit? Sorry, I will get there. It's quite
We
long-winded.
still on for LA? Question mark.
Yeah. How's LA going? Well, we moved to fucking. What's it called?
Calabasas.
No. Where Kanye's moved to?
He lived in Calabasas, didn't he?
No, they moved to... Where's he got the ranch?
The St. Texas. No.
The Yak Ranch. Right, thank you very much. So obviously we've already seen these. So literally, like you're mad.
Yeah.
You've left them, but you're mad.
What's he actually said on that message that he left?
Said, I have 8 Pomeranians, haha. I live on my ranch with livestock too, and I love it out here. That's the message that he left.
Yeah, so our head of models.
I'm gonna get fired.
That's what the fuck is up.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna get fired.
Well, thank you so much, Zoe, for
You're
joining us today. We've covered a lot. And we hope that you guys got some insight into the modelling industry and Louis' private life as well. But yeah, that's all for today, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Fucking hell. They're making flipping cups of tea without me. Right.
Sorry,
I've got it unlocked now, Holly. I've literally got it unlocked. So what my yoga teacher does, she's like, inhale.
I'm gonna laugh again. You can see it coming, can't you? And I'm trying so... Oh, I'm sorry, Holly, this is so unprofessional of me. I'm not even shy. I think it's my ADHD. Go again.
Right.
Rewarding.
Oh, sorry.
No, I can do rewarding.
Okay.
You want me to do rewarding?
Yes, that was good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, don't jinx it, 'cause it's going to come back. I look fat on this side.
No.
Because this is my best side. I
That's a
absolutely
lad.
smashed that, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
And this is what movie stars feel like when they go into like an interview and then an interview and then an interview.
Yeah.
Like, wow, smash that one.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they don't do that, but yeah. First. Maybe you can keep Yak Ranch in.
And that's a clue.
Yeah, man.